Hey everybody, it's your old pal Mike. Hope you're happy, healthy, and safe, and welcome back to the channel. Boy, it has been a busy end of the year here, and it's been tough to find time to make videos. Sorry about that. I've had classes, I've had rehearsal, I've had long-standing repair projects that nearly bested me. I had a bass with a fretboard halfway off. I had reef frets to do. I had old Mustang necks with horrible bows, side to side and forward backward, that needed addressing. So it's been a full period of time. But luckily, I have just turned in a huge final project. I've completed everything that was taking up space on my bench, and that means I have time to finally get around to some long-standing repairs that I've needed to do to my own instruments, including my 51 Fender Champ lap steel, one of my favorite instruments. Guitar players, if you need a cool textural device, you want to make weird sounds, you want to get out of your comfort zone, get yourself a lap steel. It's one of my favorite instruments to have around. It is an incredible sound to have in your tool set, and you can get weird with these things if you really want to. But we're going to get weird with the lap steel today in a completely different way, and that weird way is we're going to replace these tuner buttons. If you've never had an experience with one of these, the material on these 50s tuners can deteriorate, crack, turn to powder or dust. And, the longer I have this thing, the less I trust them. Every time I tune this up, I feel like one of these is about to break on me. So we're going to get them off and replace them. In fact, I might be able to just break this right off right now. These are not long for the world, and there's really no point in attempting to salvage these. You really should just totally replace these buttons if you've got them already in a state of decay like this one. Ugh, that is awful. You know what? Let's just get the rest of them off. Bye, originality. Goodbye, vintage correct everything. There goes hundreds of dollars of value on my lap steel. No, I'm always in the camp of something being functional rather than simply original. Now, there are a lot of original ones that still have the tuner buttons, so, don't be in a hurry, but if they start feeling like they're gonna go, and believe me, you can feel when they're gonna go, then yeah, I would say just go for it. Just take them off. You can just break them off like I'm doing with pliers. It's not hurting the tuner. It is hurting the button. The buttons are already in a world of hurt. But yeah, get them off and replace them. And thankfully, places like Stu Mag, Luthier's Mercantile, I'm sure, sold them, but RIP. Luthier's Mercantile sell replacement tuner buttons. This new button isn't an exact match for the original, but I don't care. I really just want my lap steel to be functional again. So what we're gonna do is So what we're gonna do is clean these tips off, heat them up, and then push the new buttons on. Should be a piece of cake. Look at all this old plastic, yum. So I've just got some alcohol on a cloth here. Yeah, ugh, look at all that gross old grody stuff. Oh, it's working perfectly. That's really doing the job. Just a little rubbing alcohol seems to clean those tips beautifully. And I've already done the same to the other side, the other three tuners, and we're going to just find a gentle way to clamp this in place. Now, luckily, these new tuner button replacements have holes in them already, so it should be fairly easy to guide them on. All we really need to do is heat up this post, which we're going to do with a heat gun. Now, remember my caution from previous videos on the subject of using heat guns in guitar repair? Heat guns are not to be trifled with. They are serious. They can be dangerous. You point them at something that's super flammable, so make sure you've got plenty of room between what you're working on and flammable things around you. The heat gun is set to 1,000 degrees, and I'm holding it there for about a minute. All right, second one, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And just a note, even though these have pilot holes, I am drilling out, this is at a 1/8 inch drill bit, I'm just drilling out a little bit of this pilot hole just so it goes on a little bit easier. And let's push you on. Oh yeah, you're going on perfectly. And while it's still hot, I want to see if they're more or less even. Looks like the middle is a little bit lower. It's not a big deal if they're not perfect, but you know me, I want things to be as close as possible. How's that? Yeah, we're good. Dead on now. Very, very happy with that. All right, I'm going to do the same thing to the other 3 tuners, and I'll join you when it's time to string it back up. That's a set of tuners. Now the last thing I'm going to do to these is clean them up a little bit, lubricate the gears themselves, and then I may also go ahead and just flow a little bit of thin CA glue right down in there just to make sure that these hold fast. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. Let's do all that and put it back on. I gotta say, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I should have done this years ago. Replacing the tuner buttons, that's not the kind of upgrade you're going to hear. You're not going to get a sonic benefit out of this, but it is a quality of life upgrade. Peace of mind is worth its weight in gold, and being able to trust your instrument, especially as you're trying to tune it silently on stage at a gig, yeah, there's nothing that can replace that. And now I feel totally secure and not at all worried about my lap steel leaving little piles of white dust all over my pants whenever I get up. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and expect more soon. But in the meantime, I hope you're taking care of yourselves and each other. I hope you're having fun with guitars, and I'll see you soon.